how much you want for a home should have no bearing on deciding how much to put it on the market for. Hi, I'm Leah Nascimento. I'm your favorite realtor in Metro Atlanta, and I'm here to tell you that unfortunately, what you want for your house has very little to do with what it's actually worth. The market is what will determine what it's worth, and that is based on a series of things. But it's a very fine balance between what your house offers and what buyers are looking for. So, the first step to pricing your house right is hiring someone who understands the market and can evaluate not only the comps, but also which direction the market is going. And that sometimes it's a very tough conversation to have, because in some areas right now, we're in June of 2026, some areas are going into a declining market. And in that market, you may need to sell your house for less than your neighbor sold theirs a month or two ago. And that is a tough conversation to have, but it's a conversation that you need to have right up front. You also need to understand what are buyers looking for. Currently, in the market we're living in today, we need to make sure that we're putting into this market the best product possible. Buyers are very, very choosy, and they can afford to be. One, because they're paying a lot of money for all of these houses, both in interest rate and prices. And two, because there is so much to choose from. So there is no need for them to overpay on a house or take on more risk than they're comfortable with if they can buy a different home. Does that make sense? So what I mean by that is, when a buyer's looking at a home, they're not only looking at the pretty pictures, they're also looking at systems, at roofing, at plumbing, electrical, appliances. How long are those going to last? When should they expect to have expenses with those? And sometimes if those expenses are imminent, they might not make an offer on a house that they love, just because when they think about that they're extending their budget to the max in order to buy it. And now they have to consider maybe, I don't know, $5,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 worth of upgrades, that, or maybe not even upgrades, right? Because a new roof is not an upgrade. A new HVAC is not an upgrade. It's basic needs of a house. And if they have to take that into consideration, they might just go buy somebody else's house that already have those things done. And that's why I tell you, when putting your house on the market, make sure that you're pricing it correctly so it sells, because there's a lot of houses on the market today that they're just listed. They will not be selling. They'll need to be taken off the market, relisted at a different price point, upgraded before they will sell for the price that they are listed at. So don't be one of those. I'm sure you want to sell your house, so make sure that you're pricing it right. And another thing before I finish this video is, the price is only an invitation, right? So we need to price it correctly so we can have this invitation for people to come and see it.